Kingston, Skate Canada heads to the shore. And in a Renaissance year, Cynthia Phaneuf tries to bring it home. A teenage champion who's all grown up, and now she has the lead. Paul Poirier, Vanessa Krone. Dance Magic center stage. They live in no one's shadow and have all the right moves to put this major Grand Prix on ice. This is Championship Figure Skating on CBC, presented by Artistry Skincare and Cosmetics. The K-Rock Center in Kingston, Ontario. Cynthia Phaneuf commands the stage here. She skates as the front runner for the first time in a long time. Now a chance to seize the day on friendly home ice. And this is our wonderful position rinkside, where we can see absolutely everything that transpires. Hi everybody, Scott Russell along with Tracy Wilson, an Olympic medalist in 1988 in Calgary, to take a look and consider a renaissance for Cynthia Phaneuf. What do you make of it?
Well, I think it's incredible. It's so wonderful to see for Cynthia, and it's inspiring for so many skaters out there. Here she was, Canadian champion at 15. We saw her hit the lows, have to leave competitive skating, and now come back. And after a number of years struggling to regain her confidence, it all came together with a 5th place at the World Championships. She looked very, very strong in the short program. You can see she's battling some nerves there.
Yeah, Cynthia Phaneuf has the lead, but a new wave of skaters are here to challenge her, including a young Russian and a teenaged American.
Well, that's what's so exciting about this Skate Canada, 4 years out from the Sochi Games. And yes, we are talking about a Russian star, Ksenia Makarova, and she's trained by the great Viktor Petrenko. And triple combinations, a young skater, junior on the Junior Grand Prix circuit, then went to Worlds and Olympics in her first year on the Senior Grand Prix circuit now.
How about a 16-year-old, Agnes Zawadzki of USA?
Big tricks. Yes, all these new names. And she kind of looks like a Tanya Harding the way she jumps. An incredible athlete with triple combinations, a consistent jumper. And so she's still developing the artistry. That will come. But this could be a name that you'll be hearing a lot of in the years to come.
A great ladies field here in Kingston. You know, Cynthia Phaneuf, as we bring it back to her, she won this championship in 2004 as a 16-year-old, and she's had a lot of growing up to do. With more on that, here's Brenda Irving.
Well, Scott, I had a chance to speak with Cynthia's coach, Annie Barabé, a little bit earlier, and she said heading into this thing, Cynthia never expected to win the title. She just wanted to win a medal of any color. Annie said that she hasn't won a Grand Prix medal since her comeback 3 years ago, as Annie puts it. But after that 5th place finish at the World Championships, Annie says she's been oozing with confidence and that she hasn't seen her like that in years.
Before, when it was very difficult in the past 3 years, you know, everybody was telling her how good she was and that she belonged up there, but she was never performing and she was never up there. So I don't think she was believing it. But after Worlds, she believed it because she saw it and it was on paper. She was 5th and everybody could see it. So I think it's not putting more pressure. It's just showing her that she belongs up there.
And Scott, Annie actually thinks Cynthia is a better competitor now than she was, maybe even at the World Championships. And the reason for that, she has appeared in so many ice shows over the summer all around the world, more than ever. And she says just the fact of her putting herself out there in the spotlight night after night has made her a better performer and hopefully a better competitor.
Thanks very much, Brenda. It's Cynthia Phaneuf who has a slim lead over Ksenia Makarova of Russia and Agnes Zawadzki of USA. Amelie Lacoste of Canada is also in contention after a very solid performance in the short program here on Kingston ice.
The next competitor represents Canada. Please welcome Marianne St-Louis.
Well, the figure skating crowd here in Kingston is knowledgeable. It is also expectant. And Marianne St-Louis of Canada delivered an encouraging note at the outset of the short program. She skated very well. Now, She has to put the second half of this competition together with the first to complete the deal.
Skating now to Bohemian Rhapsody. We've seen a newly improved Marianne Sampson here at Skate Canada, looking very composed, organized, and relaxed in practice and in competition. Opening here with a triple loop. Almost on the triple flip. It's got back on the heel of her blade. Picked up quickly. Good speed now.
She hails from Greenfield Park, Quebec. In 2004, she was the Canadian junior champion.
Preparing for a key jump for Marianne, the difficult triple Lutz. Yes, very nice.
She struggled at the World Championships earlier this year in Torino, but just looks to be that much brighter tonight.
Second triple flip in combination. Got a little excited on the second jump. I used to feel when she competed that she was always getting ahead of herself and not showing patience and composure. That has changed so much with this season. And fighting there for her triple Salchow. That was a well-trained and well-delivered performance by Marianne Sampson. What a great start to her season.
Calm and collected,
Ladies and gentlemen,
but full of
Canada,
energy. Marianne Sampson has made her mark. Center ice at Skate Canada.
The scores, please, for Marianne Sampson of Canada. The free program score, 100.
And now the marks for Marianne St-Louis of Canada. 100.43, and her grand total pushes St-Louis into first place here at Skate Canada.
The next competitor represents Canada. Please welcome Amelie Lacoste.
21-year-old Amelie Lacoste of Delson, Quebec, is a contender. 2005 Canadian junior champion who rocked the house here in Kingston with a very nice short program.
For her long, she'll skate to Scheherazade. She's always been a very athletic skater, a fine jumper. She's added artistry to her programs, and it's a stunning combination. Opening with a double axel, good speed. Love her attack. She has planned the most difficult triple-triple combination she will see tonight. Coming up next, triple loop, triple loop. Did not land properly on the first one. No chance at the attempt of the second one. This jump key, her triple lutz, yes! Puts her right back into it.
Amelie is a sophomore on the Grand Prix circuit. She gained valuable experience last year when she was 6th at Skate Canada in Kitchener, and then in a tough arena was 7th at the Cup of Russia.
Could see her trademark attack not evident going into that triple flip. All of that footwork on one foot, covering half of the ice. Final triple, she turned it to a double.
Mesdames et messieurs du Canada, Amelie Lacoste.
Flashes for the Canadian Amelie Lacoste. She has the talent, and she's close to making a breakthrough. And this crowd at K-Rock knows it. Amelie Lacoste with her coaches Nathalie Martin and Danielle Robillard.
Watch the attack here. She hurls herself into the air. I love the confidence she goes after that jump with. A little off on the second one, but you could see her attitude. There was no way she was going down. Here's a look at her triple loop, and you can see she was tilted in the air, a little cautious going into it. She wanted to do a triple loop. Didn't get it in there. Cautious now going into the flip. We've been watching this jump in practice. This is the next step for Amelie, is trying to get the triple flip out into competition. It has not been a consistent jump for her in competition, but good speed throughout. She showed a well-trained performance, a very strong package artistically and technically, but some costly errors on the jumps.
101.96.
Very athletic skater, Amelie Lacoste of Canada, 101.96 in the free skate. The one deduction for the fall there. A 157.26 is the total, and Lacoste, the Canadian, has the lead.
The next competitor representing the United States of America, Alissa Czisny.
Now a former champion of Skate Canada International, 23-year-old Alissa Czisny won in St. John's, Newfoundland in 2005. Classic lines.
And there are some similarities between Alissa and Cynthia Phaneuf, both beautiful artistic skaters who have struggled off and on with their jumps. She was the U.S. champion in 2009, 10th last year. Because of that disappointing placement at the national championships, she moved, changed coaches, is now with Yuka Sato and Jason Dungeon in Detroit. Skating 2 selections from winter and spring. Opening here with her triple Lutz. Oh, good start for Alissa.
And Tracy, because of that finish at U.S. Nationals, she missed the Olympic berth, something which every skater craves. She has not yet been to the games.
What I like when she came back and decided to keep skating, she just didn't keep doing the same old things. She reinvented herself. Her skating is much more balanced, stroking stronger than it ever was, and she's reworked her jumping technique. So far, it's working well. Triple toe. Look at the speed of her spin. And the gorgeous positions. Alissa Czisny. How delightful.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the United States of America, Alissa Czisny.
And Scott, I've watched her for so many years as we've watched Cynthia Phaneuf have some moments of brilliance, but so many heartbreaks. But the work that she has done to address all of the weaknesses in her skating, jumping technique, readdressing her stroking, it's all paid off. That was spectacular.
The Skate Canada silver medalist from a year ago, Alissa Czisny, has captivated this Kingston crowd.
Scott, Amelie was 6th at Skate Canada a year ago. Well, you know you're going to do better than that this time around. Can you describe, Amelie, the sort of success that this weekend has been for you and the confidence you've gained from this?
Actually, this weekend I was more calm and more confidence. Also, I was like very excited because I was very ready to compete. So compared to last year, it's different and I love it.
Well, good luck in Skate America, your next Grand Prix event in a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you.
23-year-old Alissa Czisny of Bowling Green, Ohio. Tracy, she makes you want to watch.
Yes, she does. There's so many fine qualities. This was always the missing ingredient, but she stilled her head on the takeoff to her jump. She used to flick her head, and she used to also cave into the circle on her stroking. But classically elegant, beautiful lines like this. Such a pleasure to watch, and some of the best spins in the world.
The free program
Now,
score.
along with her coach, Jason Dungeon,
116
Czisny waits for her free skate score, and she flashes a smile indicating she's pleased with a 116.42, the deduction for the fall, 172.37, right to first place.
And last year, she did not get over 100 points in the free program. Excellent job.
The next competitor represents the United States of America. Please welcome Agnes Zawadzki.
Sizzling 16, Agnes Zawadzki. She is incredibly athletic.
Skating to a collection of Hungarian dances, choreographed by Laurie Nickel. And she is a newcomer. She didn't even compete on the Junior Grand Prix circuit last year. Won the U.S. National Junior title, and then went to the World Junior Championships and finished second. Opening combination, double axel, oh! Uncharacteristic. She is known as a consistent jumper. Fighting back strongly with a triple flipping combination.
Agnes comes out of that high-performance training center in Colorado Springs, coached by Tom Zakryshek and Becky Calvin, and they've got a great stable of skaters.
Triple Lutz turned to a double. Another triple turn to a double. So many firsts for Agnes. is her first senior Grand Prix assignment. Off to a flying start with a third place finish in the short program. Like she's now starting to get comfortable, working out some of the jitters, and you can see how easy her jumps look when she does them well. Well, this was a very tough skate for Agnes. She had to fight through it off balance at the start of the program. Her coach said when she got here, she was here for the experience. Watching her practice and watching her in the short program, you believe she can win this competition. It's just going to take a little more time.
Agnes Zawadzki.
She left something on the table here, but in the summer months, she's a track and field athlete. Agnes Zawadzki of USA may soon make the leap to prominence. She's got lots of room to grow.
Well, Scott, Alissa Czisny worked so hard to address some of the weaknesses in her skating. And Alissa, what does it mean to have all of that hard work pay off?
It's exciting to me to be able to go out there today and show the world that I have worked really hard to improve a lot of the things that I needed to work on. Obviously, it wasn't my best today, but it was a big step in the right direction.
Well, wonderful weekend of skating by the former American champion, Scott.
Agnes Zawadzki getting ready for her marks with coaches Tom Zakryshak and Becky Calvin. 17-year-old Ksenia Makarova of Russia is on the ice getting ready to go. She made an impact at the World Championships in Torino, and she's building towards an appearance at the Olympic Games in 2014 in Sochi at home. A factor now. Here are the scores now for Zawadzki.
The free program score, 98.06 for a total score
98.06, disappointing based on what she had done in the short program. She was third there, drops a position to stand fourth now. Still skaters to come.
The next competitor represents Russia, Ksenia Makarova.
Ksenia Makarova of Russia. The American Alissa Czisny has the lead and will be on the podium here. Cynthia Phaneuf of Canada, the leader after the short program, is still to come and will have the final say. A lot hinges on this skate.
Well, last year, Ksenia was on the Junior Grand Prix circuit, and so inexperienced too for Ksenia here. Skating to Evita, and this was choreographed by Viktor Petrenko's wife, Nina. He's planning a triple-triple combination to open. There, nicely done.
Great backing. Her coach once again is Viktor Petrenko, the '92 Olympic champion. Great pedigree. Her parents, Larissa Selesneva and Oleg Makarov, won a bronze medal in the pairs in 1984 at the Sarajevo Olympics.
See how determined she is. Jump's not quite on, but she's fighting for everything that she can get from them.
Makarova just fractions behind Cynthia Phaneuf after the short program.
And as this music is building, so too is Ksenia. Jump's getting stronger. Really building with the music. Well, the one thing you did not see in Ksenia is lack of experience. She looks like she's been around for a number of years. Just her performance value and the way she went after that program. Parents, Olympic medalists in the pairs event. And I'm sure she's hung around the arena and picked up some of the finer points of performing. That was as much a competitive number as it was an exhibition.
Born in St. Petersburg, where skating is a national obsession, Ksenia Makarova. Cynthia Phaneuf of Canada, the leader. She is next at Skate Canada International in Kingston. Welcome back to Kingston and Skate Canada International. Scott Russell with Tracy Wilson and Brenda Irving. Cynthia Phaneuf of Contrecoeur, Quebec is on the ice. The leader after the short program, Viktor Petrenko and Ksenia Makarova are waiting for their marks. Here's another look.
Well, this is the opening combination. Triple, triple. Triple toe, nicely done, and into the second jump right there, handled that well. Triple flip and triple lutz, not consistent jumps for Ksenia, and a little shaky on the landings of those jumps. She went after them, a little bit of a 2-foot landing there, but had the composure to really try to pull it off and sell the landing. Here's a look at the lutz. We did not see it at all last year in competition.
The free program score.
She will need 114 plus to take the lead.
For a total score.
And she does not get it. 107.10 for Makarova. Combined with the short program score of 57.90, 165 even to be second to Alissa Czisny of the United States. There's
final
Alissa,
competitor
the
represents
champion at Skate Canada in
Please
2005,
welcome
now in the
Cynthia
driver's
Fenner.
seat. But one skater is to come, and that is Cynthia Fenner, 22 years old. Breakthrough at the World Championships in Torino in March of this year, where she was a very strong 5th.
She only has just over a 2-point buffer here. So Cynthia is going to have to skate clean. Her music, Rhapsody on a Theme by Paganini. So much speed going into this triple Lutz. Interesting to me in this performance is she has totally changed the jump order in this program. When she missed the first jump, she started changing jumps, adding jumps, thinking on her feet. That's something we would never have seen Cynthia of the past be able to do. Well, that look just about says it all.
In the end, this continues to be a work in progress. The renaissance continues to unfold for Cynthia Phaneuf.
Well, she went down on her first triple Lutz, and then she threw the script away and started, okay, adding. You could see her look at her coach, and all of a sudden, instead of a double axel, she threw in a triple loop in combination. And what happens is it starts to become a bit of a head game, and you start sort of changing on the fly. Doubt comes into play. What she didn't do, though, was lose the performance.
Her coach is Annie Barabé. They've been together for quite some time. Annie has been very, very supportive throughout the metamorphosis of Cynthia. There's Alissa Czisny of the United States, who was great here in Kingston and has the lead, pending the marks of Cynthia Phaneuf.
Well, right off the top of her performance, Cynthia, you could just feel her speed. There's her opening combination, triple toe with a series of double loops. And then she went bombing down the ice into the triple Lutz. But watch here how she goes up in the air and then up, starts to reach for the ice on the landing. She just didn't continue the flow through the jump and into the landing, just kind of got stuck on that. No, not quite. She knew it. She didn't totally dissolve in this program. She kept fighting through. There were some moments of beautiful skating, but not the gold for Cynthia at this Skate Canada.
3 times the Canadian silver medalist. 2004, as a 15-year-old, she was the Canadian champion. And now here are the marks in the free skate, well below what she had hoped for. 98 even for Cynthia Phaneuf. 156.24 leaves her off the podium. And so 5 years after she first won at Skate Canada, Alissa Czisny does it again, this time in Kingston.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments,
And so the results after the ladies free skate, Alissa Czisny of USA is the champion. 17-year-old Ksenia Makarova of Russia takes the silver medal, and Amelie Lacoste outdistances her teammate Cynthia Phaneuf for the bronze medal. Now, here's Brenda Irving.
Well, Scott, Cynthia Phaneuf improvised a bit, kind of threw the script away at points, but you never lost the audience. It was, though, a fight out there for you.
Yes, it was. I'm very disappointed. I'm very mad at myself. It has been a very tough program. I wasn't feeling very well going out there, and I was very stiff, and I couldn't feel my knees through the program, so.
Everyone says they, of course, want to be the leader after the short program, but what are some of the challenges of coming in that position?
For sure, it was long backstage and getting prepared, but I don't think it really changed anything. I was just, even in the warm-up, I was very stiff, and I couldn't really feel my legs, and so I showed in my program that I wasn't on top of my legs.
Cynthia, thanks for this. Scott?
Amelie Lacoste guarantees Canadian content on the podium. The 17-year-old Russian Makarova strikes a silver pose. Stars and stripes with a golden hue for Alissa Czisny at Skate Canada.